Wall Street in panic as stocks crash. It happened! It did it! The thing happened! Marjorie wasn't kidding. The world really has changed. This country has sunk into a Great Depression, so have you. After the repeal of Prohibition, you mainly spend your time frequenting the newly opened bars. Where do we get our money from? Chapter 4. Returning Alone. Fall, 1935. Holy shit, 6
Another
years.
round for you, Bill? Sure, why not? Ever since they started letting us drink again, I just can't say no. So, has the old sad sack been in tonight?
Not yet, but it's coming up on 9. He should be here any minute.
You know, he may be a real son of a bitch, but I can't help but feel sorry for
Alfie.
him.
Well, I don't. Plenty of people are hurting these days. A whole bunch are way worse off than him. I'll take those poor folks in the Dust Bowl, for example. Anyway, just because he used to be a real estate big shot doesn't give him the excuse to be disagreeable.
Hey, no, we were also a criminal.
As long as he pays and keeps to himself, I have no quarrel with
We
him.
were also
Maybe
with
I
the
can get
mafia.
going tonight and see if we can finally find out if he was really
For the
working
mob.
for the mob.
Well, speak of the devil.
Alfie.
Good evening, Mr. Banks. What'll it be tonight?
Rum. And don't skimp on me like you usually do.
Yes, sir. Will this be on your tab?
It is every other night. Why should tonight be any different?
Here you are, sir.
Say, you got a light, pal? Thanks, buddy.
Have I got horns coming out of my forehead or something?
No, sir.
Then why are you staring at me like I do?
You used to work in real estate, didn't you?
Yeah, so? What of it?
So, I'm curious about what it was like to be right in the middle of the land boom. But really, I'm more curious about what happened afterwards. Is it true you were working for Fatty Walsh?
I see word gets around. But I've got my own word of advice. If I were you, I'd stop asking those sorts of questions before things get unpleasant.
Oh, is that a threat? This is exciting. Are you threatening me?
Bill, knock it off.
Yeah, Bill's being kind of a dick.
No, I'm doing more than just threatening.
No, Jesus. Alfie, you ass.
Oh, my head. Well, I suppose I've woken up in worse spots than this before.
Jesus, Alfie.
What's that over there on the wall?
Half-empty packet of matches. It's your flask. You've had it for about 4 years now, and lately it seems to be your best friend. Jesus, Alfie, you've gone downhill. Several trash cans on the wall. They don't smell very pleasant. Delivery drop-off. A large metal door presumably leads to the back of the bar. Dumpster has been propped open, exposing its smelly contents. A puddle of filthy water is accumulating in the center of the alley. There doesn't seem to be a good drainage system in place here. That's a bit of an odd moon, but sure. Collection of leaflets and flyers stuck to the wall. They seem to have been here for several years. Now let's just walk through the puddle. Okay, we didn't fall down. Examine the flyers more closely. It's just a bunch of old posters for movies, music events, and Prohibition. Although you can just make out a familiar blue underneath one of them. You attempt to tear some of the posters off, but they come plastered to the wall. There has to be some way of seeing what's underneath. You don't want to get that wet. Check out this box. Box is empty apart from an old red handkerchief. It reminds you of your old one, so you decide to take it with you. Use the handkerchief there? Okay, let's wet it. Handkerchief in the dry puddle. Decided to try wetting the posters with a soaked handkerchief.
Coral Gables, the Golden Galleon. Huh. The days when I was an upstart kid who was gonna make something of himself and restore the family name. Look where that got me.
Yeah, well,
forget it.
You fucked
Life's
up,
too short to hold
Alfie.
grudges. After all, if it hadn't been for Merrick, I'd probably be panhandling in Bryant Park right now.
Probably.
Might as well go see how the old bird is doing these days. Can't possibly be worse off than me.
What are you doing, Alfie?
This place hasn't changed one bit. At least something from the old days is still around.
I always like these double doors. They really add a nice touch to the house. Alright, fuck it. Let's go in. George is dead, isn't
Alfie
he?
Banks? What on earth are you doing here?
How'd we
Mrs.
get in
Merrick,
without anyone
I know it's
letting
been
us
a
in?
while, and I'm sorry.
10 years is much more than a while in my book, young man. In any case, I'm afraid you've picked a bad time to call.
What's the matter?
It's George, that stubborn fool. He's gonna get himself killed.
Killed? How?
You mean you haven't heard?
There's a hurricane coming. They're saying it might be as bad as the one in 26. It's set to pass through the Keys tomorrow afternoon.
So, why hasn't anyone prepared here?
Because it's not expected to come this far north.
Then there's something I'm not understanding. How exactly is George in danger?
We've been living down in Matacumbe Key for the past few years. George opened up a fishing club, and we've been running it together ever since he was ousted from the city commission. When he heard the hurricane was coming, he sent me up here and refused to budge. He said he wasn't going to let his dream die twice.
That's crazy! We have to get him out of there!
I'm afraid there isn't much that can be done. They've stopped all the trains
Do we
going
still have our
south.
shitty
There
Jalfie?
has to be a way. Don't worry, ladies. I'll get George back here safely. I owe him that much at least.
Please be careful, Alfie.
And good luck.
I can't believe Grandma's still alive, honestly. Security guard is standing in front of the entrance to the train station. He looks very familiar.
Begging your pardon, sir.
What can I do for you?
Didn't you used to be a guard at the Dinner Key Marina?
Yes, I did. Until I got fired for letting some jerk steal a part from a hydroplane. Took
Whoops.
me years to be able to convince anyone to hire me back.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Whoops.
When does the next train leave?
Fucked his life
Doesn't.
up.
What?
Well, haven't you heard? There's a hurricane set to strike the Keys.
Yes, I have actually.
Well, then you should know that all the trains have been canceled.
You don't understand. It's of the utmost importance that I get down to the Keys.
I do understand, and I'm afraid you're out of luck, friend. There's only one train going down there, and it's not for passengers.
There is a train going,
Why
though.
not?
Because it's being sent to evacuate the WPA construction workers who haven't left yet. If you need to take a fishing trip, I suggest you wait a few days.
Can I go on the train?
There's something important we need to discuss.
Is there? Do tell.
Alrighty.
Look, friend, it's extremely important I get on that train. I'm the conductor of this train.
Just
It
fucking
won't go
lie.
anywhere without
Why
me.
not?
Do you think I'm stupid? Now get out of...
Oops. Luggage. Consider hiding inside one of the pieces of luggage. Okay. Time looks exactly the same as the day you arrived all those years ago. We should have done this before we tried to convince
Begging
him.
your pardon.
What can I do?
I'm a...
Have a good...
But, Carter's currently blocking the way. What we got? What we got? Oh my god, give him the flask.
Look, I'm desperate. I need to get on that train. Can I maybe offer you a drink to look the other way?
A drink? You're trying to buy me off with a drink? You're just lucky. I've been craving one for hours. Go on.
That
If
word!
anyone asks, you don't tell them I let you on board.
Deal.
I can't believe that worked. Hours later.
Can't see a thing. We should be well on our way. Now I just need to find a way out of this car.
Small slivers of light come in through the sides of the large metal door. The only reason things in here aren't pitch black. Alright. Alright, let's light up the lamp. Control this light lamp right now. There's got any kerosene in it. Lamp's empty. Interestingly, the lid of the barrel isn't sealed. You lift it up and see that it's nearly full to the top. That definitely smells like kerosene. Alright, well, dip that in kerosene. Bring the kerosene out from the handkerchief, filling the bonnet. Face of the lamp. Okay. Cargo, several boxes and barrels stacked against the wall. Presumably, these are emergency supplies for people down the keys. Release the next car!
The storm seems to have made landfall already. Horse feathers! Sticking around back here probably isn't the best idea. I should head towards the front of the train.
Window has been covered by a plank of plywood. Standard precaution against hurricane winds. Normally, these seats would be full of passengers, but given the circumstances, they are currently unoccupied. Oh, let's get going.
What? Who are you? What are you doing on this train?
The name's Banks. I snuck on board because I need to get to the keys.
You're crazy. What were you thinking?
Jesus.
I thought this train
Just
was meant to be
upfront.
taking supplies down there.
It was, but the people who sent it underestimated the power of the storm. We're only going forward because there's no way to turn back. The train is already starting to come apart. You're lucky it came up here when you did. I was just about to detach the locomotive.
But why?
Because if even one car gets blown off the tracks, the rest of the train will too. It's not worth... Damn it! I was afraid this would happen. If we don't equalize the pressure in this car, in the next few minutes it'll come apart.
Okay.
Help me get one of these windows open, would you?
Windows along the right side of the train car are shut, and they don't seem to be withstanding the pressure of the hurricane's winds. Another pair of crates, presumably containing more supplies, won't be very useful now. Alright, fine. Well, they're stuck shut because of pressure. You'll need to find some other way to open them. So we're pushing the crate to block the window, but realize that wouldn't be very effective. Rail worker is frantically trying to figure out how to get the window open, not having much luck. One of the windows on the left is broken, the wind is blowing through it. The rest seem like they'll soon share the same fate.
What are you doing? If you open it before we stabilize the pressure in here, we're done for.
What do we got here?
No time for chatter now.
What else is there to use? This car. Oh, a hammer. This is not currently being used. Decide to appropriate the hammer. Let's assume that he ran back and is running back now to smash the window. Alright.
Good going, Banks. Now let's get to the locomotive so we can detach the train. Otherwise, we'll be swept off the tracks along with the rest of it.
Yeah, let's get going. Whew. 1997. Why does it say 1997? Whatever. Yeah, this is bad.
The winds seem to have died down slightly. We must be entering the eye of the storm.
Well, yeah, that's bad.
Or maybe not. I'd better find George. There isn't much time.
Well, a sign lists prices for rentals. It's surprisingly resistant to the wind. Seems to be the main house in the area. Hopefully this is where George is holed up. Building purpose is unknown, but you get the feeling George is inside. Let's go! We got this. We can save George!
George, open this door right now!
Alfie Banks? I have to admit, you were the last person I expected to see walking through that door. What brings you to my little club?
I came to get you, George. In case you weren't aware, there's a huge hurricane on its way.
I am well aware, yes. In fact, I sent Eunice away because of it.
I know. She's the one who told me where I could find you.
I see. I have to confess, I don't fully understand why you've come. But as long as you're here, go ahead and have a seat.
I haven't got time to talk. We have to leave.
I insist. Besides, I'm not going anywhere.
It's a photograph of Merrick's baby, the Biltmore Hotel. He clearly hasn't forgotten about it after all these years. Several photos show Coral Gables in its heyday. You feel a twinge of nostalgia. The door is currently the only thing between you and the hurricane. You don't feel particularly scared thinking about it. Seems George has at least taken some precaution against the hurricane. Wonder how effective it will actually be. You haven't seen George in nearly 10 years. Despite his older appearance, he still maintains his powerful presence. Painting shows an old building on a dark corner street. Makes you think of Charles Dickens. Clearly, George has lost his taste for aesthetics.
George,
Yes?
I know we didn't part on the best of terms the last time we saw each other. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I was young and stupid. I thought the world owed me.
Apology accepted, Alfie. We've all been there. So, now that we've got that out of the way, what else is on your mind?
So, what have you been doing with yourself the past few years?
Well, I'm sure you heard about the bust. Coral Gables went bankrupt, and
As
I
did
was
many
forced to step
things.
down from the commission. I always enjoyed it down here.
The
in
thing
Keys,
happened.
And Eunice's family just happened to own this property. So we came down here and opened up the fishing club. It's been a much quieter life than I'm used to, but I can't complain. I suppose I had my time to shine.
Couldn't the others have done something for you? What about Doc?
I assume you didn't hear that Doc passed away 5 years ago.
No, I didn't. Huh. Did you know this hurricane was coming?
I had heard, yes. The weatherman had been talking about it on the radio the past few days. They seem to take them a bit more seriously down here in the Keys.
Did no shit.
Why haven't you evacuated?
Ever heard the old saying, the captain always goes down with his ship? I never abandoned Coral Gables. I see no reason why I should
Because
abandon
you're
the
gonna
Caribbean.
die.
Coral Gables was lucky. It didn't get the worst of the hurricane in 26. You're right in the path of this one.
That may be, but I think I've taken sufficient precautions.
Attempt
George, we
persuasion.
need to leave. Isn't there any way I can convince you?
You did a pretty good job of convincing plenty of other people in the old days. I'm not opposed to hearing what you have to say. So, Alfie, why is it so important we go back?
Coral Gables needs you back, George. It's just not the same without you.
Oh, I hardly think that's true. Coral Gables has been fine without me the past few years. We had our moment in the sun. It's time for a new generation to take over.
There's still so much left to do in Coral Gables. You can't just give up now.
Oh, really? This is an interesting change of attitude. Didn't you give up on Coral Gables when you decided to work for Tom Walsh?
Got me there.
I wasn't giving up on Coral Gables. I was giving up on you.
Of course. We've already covered this ground. No need to rub salt any further into the wound. Let's keep things civil and discuss something else, shall we?
George,
Yes?
Reattempt
George,
persuasion.
So, Alfie,
your mother is terribly ill. I came to tell you. I don't think she's going to make it. You need to come back to Miami as soon as possible.
Alfie, please. I watched you sell countless plots of land. If this is what you came for,
Okay.
George,
yes?
Okay.
George,
So Coral Gables, I think,
So, Alfie,
is the
Coral
way to
Gables
go.
need.
I hardly think that. We had our
There's still.
Oh, really? Didn't you?
No, don't do that. This isn't about me. We're discussing you.
And quite frankly,
George,
Yes?
George,
So, Alfie,
Coral Gables.
we had our...
There's.
Oh, really? Didn't you?
I saw the way things were headed and decided to go for a more lucrative opportunity.
For which I can hardly blame you, but I just wish you hadn't jumped ship so soon.
What else was I supposed to do? Drown with the rats? I don't share your optimism, George. I still can't understand how you never felt tempted to just give up yourself.
Who says I didn't? Do you think you're the only one who saw what was going on? The Depression came to Coral Gables years before the rest of the country. There were days when I thought about packing it all in. I knew when the bubble had burst, but I worked too hard to just give everything up. I stayed until they threw me out.
I I didn't know that. I thought you were just naive.
We all have our bad days, Alfie. Sometimes it's bad weeks or even months. But what's important above all else is sticking to your principles.
You're right, George. I don't know how I could have been so rash in my decision. I'm an idiot.
Now, Alfie, don't be so hard on yourself. The fact that you're here now says volumes. But really, let's discuss.
George?
Yes?
George!
Okay.
So Alfie,
Coral Gables.
we had our...
There's...
Didn't you?
I
Who says the depression? We all have our...
Are your principles worth getting killed over?
Are we back to this again? In any case...
George?
Yes?
George!
So
this is the right route. I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to...
Coral Gables.
we had...
There's...
didn't you?
What?
Who said the depression? We all...
I understand what you're saying, George, but times have changed. Principles are important, surely, but the depression and lack of money is all anyone thinks about. You made the city beautiful, sparing no expense, making it all about the aesthetics. But think about the value of that city in the current economic climate. Someone in charge wouldn't think twice about tearing down the Biltmore to sell the land if it meant a profit.
And all the work we did, all the sacrifices people made would have meant nothing. I hadn't even considered that possibility. I can't in good conscience allow something like that to happen. It seems living down here all these years has made me a bit out of touch. All right, Alfie. As soon as this storm passes, we'll take the first train back to Miami so I can assess the situation myself. Thank you for helping me see things a bit more clearly.
I think I'm the one who should be thanking you for that, George.
I don't know how we're supposed to figure that
let's get a move
out,
on.
but...
We should be careful. It sounds like the storm has gotten stronger.
Uh-oh.
George, this building is coming apart. We haven't got any time to lose. We need to get someplace safer.
Yeah, this is
Get out
fucked.
there. We need to head directly for the shelter south of here. Just follow me, and we'll be there in no time.
Right behind you. George, watch out! The ceiling is collapsing!
Get out the fucking door! Okay, well, there goes Alfie. Epilogue, A Golden Wake. A grave in the Everglades. Brotherly love! Bo showed up at a special event!
Ladies and gentlemen, today we remember a very special man whose life was unfortunately cut short. Alfie Banks was someone who wasn't afraid to speak his mind. In fact, he certainly gave me a piece of it one of the last times I spoke with him. However, at heart, he was a kind soul. Alfie cared about the well-being of others, even if they wronged him, and that takes class. Alfie didn't need to apologize to me for the falling out we had so many years ago, but he did, and that meant more to me than anyone could ever know. In the time I knew and worked with him, Alfie always showed an immense amount of initiative, which makes it no surprise that he achieved as much as he did. Despite harder times in his last few years, he showed in the end that he was a good man. I would not be here speaking to you right now if it weren't for him. Not only do I owe my life to him, but my livelihood as well. Though I may not have expressed it as clearly as I should have.
No shit.
Alfie was instrumental in the success of Coral Gables. I'm sure he knew that. And though he was taken from us far too soon, Alfie's legacy will live on in the streets and buildings of this city. Because, just like the galleon which came to be the symbol of Coral Gables, Alfie sailed through all our lives, leaving behind a golden wake.
The title! Finally, the title in the epilogue! Edward Doc Dammers, Coral Gables' first mayor, completed his term in 1928. In 1929, he suffered a stroke while playing golf. After several months of recovery, he returned to his summer home in Cochituate, Massachusetts, where he died on March 24, 1930. Holy shit, real guy. Despite being killed in his penthouse suite on March 4th, 1929, Thomas Fatty Walsh's legacy lives on at the Biltmore Hotel, where many claim his ghost still haunts the 13th floor. Employees have reported elevator malfunctions as well as the smell of cigar smoke when nobody is staying in the suite. Real guy, yep. Althea Merrick continued living at her home until her death in 1937. In 1976, the city of Coral Gables acquired the house and restored it to its 1925 appearance. In 2010, the Coral Gables Garden Club commissioned a bronze statue of Althea, which currently sits in the garden of the Coral Gables house. Not surprised that's a real person. William Jennings Bryan went on to participate in the Scopes monkey trial in 1925, where he famously took the stand and denounced evolution. Successfully achieving a guilty verdict, Bryan died 5 days after the trial ended. Good riddance. Fuck William Jennings Bryan. Mabel Cody continued performing death-defying stunts with her flying circus until 1924, when it was disbanded due to an accident where she suffered a broken forearm and dislocated shoulder. Who could have guessed? She went on to join the Doug Davis Baby Ruth Flying Circus. Hell yeah, lady. Surprised you didn't die. Eunice Peacock Merrick remained in Coral Gables until her death in 1989. Holy shit. Her contributions of land, as well as founding the Coral Gables Women's Club and Gardening Club, made her a pivotal figure in the development of the city. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas went on to become a crusader for the environment. Best known for her work related to the conservation of the Everglades, her best-selling book, The Everglades, River of Grass, made her cause popular and earned her the nickname the Grand Dame of the Everglades. She died in 1998 at the age of 108. I know Marjorie Stoneman Douglas's name. I knew she was a real person. She's got like a bunch of schools named after her. After the 1935 hurricane destroyed the Caribbean colony, George Merrick returned to Coral Gables, where he re-entered the real estate business. In 1940, he became postmaster of Miami and died 2 years later in 1942 at the age of 55. Merrick's legacy is still apparent in Coral Gables to this day. In addition to several streets and parks which carry his name, a statue of him was erected in front of Coral Gables City Hall in 2006, commemorating his vision and eternal optimism. And a salesman. He finished the game. Good guy. You remained above negative influence! I wonder how much the wake changes depending on what you do during the game. Who knows? Dave Gilbert! Well, that was a blast. Storm's died down, I think. I'm glad the stream held out for the whole thing. That was fun. That was really fun. I feel like it bounced around a little bit. I would have liked less big time skips, but I kind of get it, you know? Kind of get it. I would have liked more more recurring characters, you know, kind of see where everybody was at each time we did a time jump. And obviously we have a lot of questions unanswered, like what the hell was Alfie doing in between the years, you know? How was it that he just never went to see Bo living in the same town for, 8 years or whatever? Did he go back to New York? I guess so. I don't know. What was he doing for a living those, years and years between leaving the mob and drinking his life away? Who knows? Ben Chandler as Benny the Doorman. All the beta testers. This is from like 2014. It's been a while. This is a bit of an old game. But there's more games set in like kind of the same universe, if that makes sense. I know this is kind of based on real life. But there's like the Wild West Rosewood, and there's like a Call of Cthulhu one. I don't remember what that one's called. But we'll probably play those as well at some point. This is a good jumping off point for the other games in the series. And you for playing. Special thanks. I like it when they thank me in the credits. The end. And there we go. It's June in Miami. Alrighty. Well then.